Hey, Scott, it's recording.
Thank you, Mary. You're the best.
Did my job for the day.
All right, Chris, you got us on time?
Got it.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. That's right. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast, voted #1 by our friends and family. We are the podcast for adults who love to laugh at adulting. As always, please connect with us. Just go to our Linktree link. It's right there in the episode description, the show notes. We'd love for you to connect with us on the Facebook, the Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Become a Patreon member and also check out our sweet merchandise. All of that's right there in that Linktree link. And as a reminder, any money that we raise on Patreon for the month of October and November is going straight from our account to the Gina McReynolds Foundation. That's teamgina.org. And we're going to tell you a lot about that tonight. My name is Scott. I am your host. With me, as always, I'm an architect for her pain. My co-host, the queen of the sun rail, Mary.
Mary.
And our producer, the scumbag reselling hoarder himself, Chris.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning. Do you know that one?
Oh, I don't know that.
Yes.
I've heard it. What is it, Mary?
Patton.
Close.
A Full Metal
Oh.
Jacket.
Apocalypse Now.
Oh, I was way off.
Oh,
Okay.
No, yeah.
Something to make you
we
feel
were
good.
All way off. I really appreciate, though, that you hype us up a little bit, though. You're like, yeah, you were close. It's a movie.
Well, I have to. I'm a people pleaser.
It had a director, a producer. We've got 2 special guests in the house. We've been talking about this for the last couple of episodes. Patreon, all of our money for October and November is going straight to this organization. It's a charity that I've been working with for the better part of 4 or 5 years, something like that. And I'm not going to tell you all about it. They're going to tell you all about it. Please welcome Tom and Mike from Team Gina. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. Thank you for having us. Oh, hey, love it.
Horn.
Yeah, you get a horn. So,
That's right.
so tell us, I mean, I obviously know everything that there is to know about the Gina McReynolds Foundation as Tom shakes his head. But why don't you guys kind of go ahead, Tom? You want to say something?
I just can't believe we're going to start this way. The pre-show instructions that I received from Mr. Scott was, explain this foundation to me as if I know nothing about it whatsoever. The very first thing out of his mouth, I know everything about this foundation. Come on, man.
As I said on the Diz His podcast the other day, we contradict ourselves a lot on this show. There's no continuity.
You're using the word we.
Yeah, that's a very strong term, Scott.
I contradict myself a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Correct.
You're welcome.
Accurate.
So I'm going to throw it over to you guys. Tell us how the Gina McReynolds Foundation started, what you guys do, and then I'm sure we'll have some questions for you.
Do it. Well, the Gina McReynolds Foundation started with a group of friends trying to help out another friend at the end of the day. Will McReynolds was and Gina McReynolds were married with 2 kids, pregnant with their 3rd child when they discovered that Gina was diagnosed with breast cancer. They found it during some routine things with the pregnancy. Long story short, that form of cancer that Gina had was a triple negative, and at the time was very rare. Nobody really knew much about it. And turned into a life-changing event for them in the sense that they were going through trials in Houston and in Atlanta and all over the country and just absolutely draining their bank account. So group of us got together and decided that we wanted to help the family out by putting on a golf tournament, which was the only thing that we truly knew or had the resources to do to help them. That little golf tournament our goal was to raise $5,000. We raised $30,000 mostly because of the impact of Gina and the impact she had in the community. So we don't really like to toot our horn too much about that one. But the cool part about that is that we raised the money for them. And when we went to present her with that check, we were super proud of what we had done. And she looked and said, "You guys did a fantastic thing for my family. And I will accept the money under one circumstance. And that one circumstance is that you do it at least one more time for one more family that's in need." And that it's hard to explain like what the selflessness of somebody who, they were in need of the money, and she only agreed, if we agreed to do it again. So that was 10 years ago. And fast forward now, what we've done is created a 501c3 charity that gains more and more traction every year. We do it a little different than most charities do, where a lot of people, they raise money and they donate to research, which is needed, and they're doing a fantastic thing. And hopefully one day that there's a cure and there is no more breast cancer, no more cancer, period. But we found a void in just like what we found with their family, and that everyone's kind of overlooking the family in need at that moment in their financial crisis that they're going through. So we made it our goal and our commitment to raise funds and directly impact the family financially. That's also turned into all of the resources that we've developed over the years are at their disposal. And we've now helped, we're going on 150 families now
Wow.
that we've been able to offer and introduced into what we call our family, our Team Gina family. And that's kind of where we're at now. And we work year round on this, the entire board. There's 7 of us on the board of directors. Everybody is a volunteer.
And what I love is it's 7 dudes running a breast cancer organization.
It is 7.
That have absolutely no business being on any other board but a diving board.
But somehow we make it work, and nobody takes a salary, nobody's paid. In fact, multiple of the board members are business owners and also are sponsors of different events. So we not only put in hundreds and hundreds of hours, we put our money where our mouth is too, and we actually pay to be a part of this thing. So we're proud of that little statistic too, that I believe that when we ran the numbers, it's right at about 93% of the money that comes in goes immediately into the families. That 7% covers, costs and
operating
like
expenses,
that.
right?
Things. And yeah, we're gonna raise a fund for you, Scott, to get you a better computer.
Oh my God. I know I'm having the worst day ever.
This is terrible.
Oh, this is the worst day ever. Geez, Scott.
Hey, on that really is something that in all the things that we've been able to bring this to, the fact that amount of what we raise actually goes where it's supposed to go. Don't ever Google 501c3 companies and find out what percentage actually goes to whatever they're raising money for, because it'll make you sick.
Yeah, they should really, honestly, they should be ashamed, because they a lot of them use the platform to pad pockets, and that's not what we're about.
Right.
It really does come from the heart, and it really is a labor of love.
And Gina, she is the one that told us exactly what our mission statement is, and we were all afraid of Gina. And if you told her yes, you do something, you're gonna do it, and so we did.
Is that, Tom, is that why you're so hard-nosed and will not take no for an answer on anything?
Well, first of all, like I tell everybody, I'm married, so no doesn't hurt my feelings at all. They were in my vows, I believe. And
Your name is Noah?
Yeah, I thought my name was Noah. She won't be able to hear this one.
We'll cut that out.
We always say that we're going to cut something out, but the amount we can make
in the highlight reel.
No, we can make a
It's
drinking
the
game.
opening
Cut this
note.
out. Put this at the very opening. For this.
We probably will. We can make a drinking game out of how many times Chris says, we'll cut that out. And then it makes it to air.
Great. Now I forgot the question. What did you ask me?
Is that why?
Very much to this organization, to be perfectly honest with you. So the only thing I can do is walk into places like the helicopter rental place and ask for a pink helicopter. And the guy looks at me like I've got 3 heads, and I don't smile.
Yeah. And now you have a concrete. Yeah, you have a concrete truck now.
Oh yeah.
which I see all the time in Winter Garden. He must be doing some work in Winter
We have
Garden.
two,
We have
Scott.
2 of them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I see
Wow.
maybe one in Winter Garden, and then my dad sees one every once in a while. But that's the thing. And Tom, I love that about you. And we bust each other's balls all the time, but you're so humble because you do.
Look, what you do on the weekends isn't our business.
Yeah, I was going to
okay?
say, this wasn't supposed to be aired either. Good Lord.
We'll cut that out.
Sorry, Emily and Jared.
Yeah, we'll cut that out. But every single one of you guys on that board, I know, put your heart and soul, time, energy, money. Like, I know how hard you guys work. And then Tom's like, yeah, I don't really do anything. And I'm like, bro, like, you go and you raise money. Like, you go into businesses and nobody wants to spend money. Nobody wants to donate money. And you get them to not only donate money, but paint the building pink, or their mascot gets wrapped pink, or, you know, whatever. You get a dump truck turned pink. It's amazing what you guys do.
Next time you have us on, that bald head of yours is going to be pink.
It was almost pink. Go ahead, Mike.
Over the years, like, I don't want to know how you get it done. I don't know what you do to do it, but
And to even go one step further than that, Scott, you know me pretty well. I don't know how to do shit. So these guys, oh, can I say shit?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you can.
Continue
Sorry,
on.
Jared and Emily. So, you know, these guys don't let me touch anything electrical. They don't let me handle money. They don't do anything. So I come back to a foundation meeting 2 years ago. I have a old school bus, okay, convertible, chopped off. It is on 60-inch tires. There's a steering wheel in the front, honk honk, and a steering wheel in the back to, I guess, I don't know what that does, but it was cool. The guy that owned it said we could paint it, do whatever we want to. We were going to run it around Orange County National, the whole thing. I bring it in. I'm so excited. They go, where is it? I go, Gainesville, 2-hour drive. Come on. They're like, you're an idiot. He goes, do you know how much that'll cost to get that thing here? I go, well, we're not going to gas it. You got to put it on a tow truck. Well, evidently, just the tires would need a wide load permit. And so,
yeah,
Wow.
it was going to be a moving heaven and earth.
can you imagine a
But-
school bus on
but,
60-inch tires?
I think it's a great idea.
So Tom comes up to me, Mary, when you and I were working at the go-kart center that we worked at. Tom comes up to me and says, can I land a helicopter in the parking lot? I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Guess what landed in the parking lot for Team Gina today?
I got pictures of you
Yeah.
standing next to the Team Gina helicopter.
That's
So-
amazing.
Are you guys able to say how much you've raised from starting from 2012 to now?
$23.17.
I know that's not true.
No, we probably should know that number, but
But Tom doesn't know how to do math and shit, so it's
No.
okay. It's fine.
I mean, we're probably approaching now. Here, that's kind of a loaded question, a little bit unintentionally, I think, on your part. But there's this is another number that we talk about a lot. That when you hear most charities say we raised $1 million, well, they raised $1 million, but the little asterisk at the bottom says it cost them $950,000 to raise.
Ah.
$1
So let me
million.
rephrase the question then. How much money has been donated out to help these families?
The money guy, so he
we're-
knows
we're-
most of that. But
I know a couple years ago it was right around 350,000.
Wow.
If I'm not
that we had
mistaken.
actually given to families. We're probably right. I'm trying to do quick math here and be inconspicuous about it. If you give me a minute.
we all have our roles of the 7 guys that it's very funny because if you ever sat in a board meeting with us, it's a very eclectic mix of people, let's say.
Right.
Yeah, you say eclectic. I say that what happened.
What had happened was
I kind of dumb luck. I like to think that there was some planning behind it, but it's literally if you said you want to sit down and we want to create a perfect business, a for-profit business, let's say, we have every facet of that. Like we have the guy that knows the computer and the button masher, as we call him, and the graphic designer and those guys. We have the spreadsheet guys. We have the go get the stuff guys. We have the guys that run the business side of things. So like we have everything that makes a fantastic company. And we were able to get everybody to say, yeah, we'll do it for free. And that's the crazy part, is that, and now here we are 10 years later, the original group still here.
We
Right.
hate each other.
Yeah,
but
I mean, we don't like each other, but we put on a happy face when we have to. But to answer your question, we're probably approaching $750,000 that we've given away.
Wow.
Crazy.
And when you
That's
ask about
fantastic.
raised money, like how much money has come into our bank account and then left our bank account, it's in the $1.5 million.
And
Wow.
that's huge growth, because, you know, when I spit out that 350,000, that was probably 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I
And
think
2
so.
years ago, we were getting 1 or 2 emails a month for people that want help, and that we were accepting and bringing into our family. Now it's more like 1 or 2 or 3 a week that
Gotcha.
we're getting. And the only criteria that we have.
I was just going to say Scott, because he knows
Yeah,
nothing about
yeah,
our
Scott
foundation.
doesn't know anything. The only real criteria that we have is that you have breast cancer. And basically it's a profile after what Gina was. So a mother, they have to have kids, or father, have kids that are living in the home that they're actively raising.
Not degenerate 40-something-year-olds like me, but actual like 18 high school age and down of it.
And you know, have some sort of tie to Central Florida. We don't turn down very many.
Right.
We're getting more of the spammers and the people just looking for a handout, and
Sure.
which is really sad that we have to, you know, ask for documentation on your breast cancer from your doctor so that we know you're not just trying to scam us.
Right.
But for the most part, it's good, honest people that are just in dire need of some help. And like now, like not research help, not find a cure help, but help me pay my mortgage.
Right.
help.
They're in it right now. The
They're
research
in it.
isn't going to help them right this second. It's
Right.
it's help with stuff.
And Scott, you know, we joke around. This is not a very fun thing. Mike and I, fortunately, have never been through this. Hopefully never will have to. We'll never pretend that we know what these families are going through. Will's probably the only one that can even say from the husband's side that he actually knows. But we're very passionate about what we do. And part of that passion is whatever we can do, even if it's for an hour at an event, or if it's at whatever, just to make this a little bit lighter for them, make them forget about it a little bit. And, you know, I say that we're respectful, passionate idiots that really and truly care about what we're doing, and try to make a terrible, terrible situation as much fun as possible. For example, we're at a check delivery. Now that COVID's over, we try to present the check so that we can meet. Why was that funny? COVID's not funny, Scott.
No,
It's not over.
COVID never started in Florida, so we're good.
Well,
It's
I'm
true.
sorry. I have my mask on. We're at a family that we were helping last Wednesday night. And the lady and the husband didn't speak very good English. So Mike and I don't know a whole lot of Spanish. So we had a translator, we'd still be there. But we're in this family's home, meeting them, counseling them. And by the end of the night, we were saying to the woman, whenever you're having a bad day, don't give up. Just yell at him, pointing to the husband. And the whole room's laughing.
That's funny. That's funny.
She actually asked us to stop. She was laughing so hard that her port was hurting.
Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to say that. Cut that. Hey, Chris, cut
We'll
that.
cut that. We'll cut that.
But she didn't want to stop. And
Right.
She was having a great time. And she actually told us, you know, we presented her with a check to help them, you know, financially. And by the end of it, she told us, you know, she truly did appreciate the money and they needed the money, but it meant more to her that we came out there and showed face and showed that and opened up our doors and our support group and everything to her meant as much or more than the financial donation to her. And we're finding more and more that stuff, you know, we always look at it as, yeah, we're just money. Let's give them money. And the support and just knowing that someone's in the corner, man, that goes almost further than the money does sometimes. Right. And just knowing, like, we have this really killer Facebook page, it's a private Facebook page that we set up years ago for the girls that we're helping. We call them our Gina girls. It's a private page just for them, so they can share stories.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
If they're having a bad day, they can go on there and they can get picked up by someone who's also going through the same thing. And they do cool things, like they'll ask, and they give them tips. Like somebody new will come in and say, hey, I'm new to the group, I'm starting chemo tomorrow. And just left and right, people chiming in, it's really cold in there, make sure you bring a blanket, make sure you do this before you go, like giving them home remedies and helping them have a better experience than they had. And these girls are amazing. Like some of these girls that are involved in this Facebook group are past cancer, it's in their rearview mirror, and they're still involved, and they're still in there wanting to help, because they just remember how crappy it was.
And I was gonna mention that, at all the events that I've been at or help work, whatever, I've met so many Gina girls, because they all, what I love about the culture that you guys have kind of created is they obviously accept the help, and then when they've gone through their recovery or whatever, whenever they can, they give back, not necessarily financially, but they're there to support the other girls who are going through it, or they're there to help volunteer at a function that I mean, it's just an amazing culture, an amazing organization that you guys have put together and then carried on throughout the years. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. I don't really know anybody. I've never been affected by breast cancer, but just your all's passion is so infectious that, I couldn't help but be excited about the organization as well.
It's cool too, in like this shitty world that we live in, that it really does, when you see these girls in the way that they interact with each other and that they keep coming back to help, it really truly like restores your faith in humanity in this crappy world that we live in. There really are good people, still out there. And these girls, they're amazing. And they're raising families and going through this, and they still have a smile on their face. They still get up every morning. Like, I don't.
You want to talk about humbling? Is sitting there and seeing this woman go, like, we're dummies. Look, I got two options. I roll over and die, or I fight like hell for these people, their families, and every single person that I've met. And I'm thinking, God, I was bitching about being in traffic today.
Right.
And these girls are just driving it. But if I can go back for 1 second, because it took me a long time to understand this. Again, I'm not the brightest on the board. But the Gina McReynolds Foundation is our official 501c3.
That's what's behind you.
Behind Scott's head. There's 7 members of the Gina McReynolds Foundation. That's the 7 board members. The Team Gina behind us is the 7 board members, but more importantly, anybody that's ever been helped by us, any volunteer, any sponsor, anybody. That's what we call the Team Gina. And we, without a doubt, 1000% could not even be anywhere close to having conversations about the amount of money we've raised and the lives that we've helped. It's not the 7 of us, dude. It's not the Gina McReynolds Foundation that's doing it. It's 99.999% Team Gina. The concrete trucks, the sponsors that get involved, and they spread the word. We're a small shop. We don't spend a whole lot of money. You won't hear about us. You won't see big billboards, and you won't see TV commercials. And,
if you do, they were donated.
Yeah,
right.
That's me saying, what do you mean I can't get on TV for free? I'm not leaving here till you put me on TV. I know, Scott.
Before we go to break real quick, you guys have a 5K walk coming up?
Yes. October the 2nd.
October 2nd. Okay.
Yep. It's in Apopka. Actually, if you go to teamgina.org, you can see it there. You can sign up for it and see, it's a good time. And we're excited because we're actually able to do it in person this year. Last year we had to do it as a virtual race, and that kind of sucked.
Right. We did get our neighborhood. We got a couple participants in our neighborhood, but we couldn't get them to commit to meeting at our house at a certain time because we were going to throw a big socially distanced Team Gina party. But Rachel and I didn't actually walk. We just took a picture, snapped a picture, and then we drank a lot.
Listen, I'm not running.
I'm a big guy.
Did you pay?
Yes, I did.
That's
There you go.
fine.
I got the shirt and the medal to prove that I walked.
That's
All right,
all
we're
we
gonna.
care about.
You guys able to stick around with us for another segment?
Sure, if you
Yeah.
have it.
Awesome. When we come back, we're going to talk about how I may be a pouty man child. You're listening to the No New Friends podcast. We'll be right back.
Was that supposed to be like a teaser? Like, ooh,